All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops at Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. It's your brother Rabbi Knapp coming out with a lesson. Lord's will is edifying to the Lord's elect. And I'm going to start off in X because a lot of things are popping on X right now. So, I kind of just want to get into it a little bit and just go over some news. All right. And like I said, Lord's will is edifying. I'm going to start here where it says, actually, let's start here. Senate advances big, beautiful bill amid job and debt concerns. The U.S. Senate has voted 51-49 to advance the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, OBBBA, a legislative package introduced by President Duck. The bill proposes significant changes, including tax increases on certain energy projects. So let's see what these tax increases on energy projects. Let's see. Let's search Google. A new Republican tax bill is proposing significant cuts to clean energy tax credits and incentives, effectively increasing taxes on wind and solar projects, potentially impacting affordability and job creation. The bill would also impose new taxes on projects using components from foreign entities like China. Here's a breakdown. Tax increases on clean energy projects, elimination of tax credits. The bill proposes to effectively repeal existing tax credits for wind and solar energy, which are crucial for driving investment and deployment of these technologies. Elimination of tax credits. So, what's a tax credit? Like, is it the same as, let's see, let me just get some, for an idiot. For a tax credit. A tax credit is a significant benefit that helps reduce the amount of income tax you owe dollar for dollar. Okay, that makes sense. New taxes on wind and solar. The bill introduces new taxes on wind and solar projects, particularly those using materials from foreign entities like China, making them more expensive. Impact on existing projects. The bill also includes provisions that would impose a new tax on existing wind and solar farms if they use materials from foreign countries, which could impact a significant portion of the industry. So, sounds like if you have anything built from China, man, that's crazy, man. So, you're gonna be eliminating tax credits for people who are using solar and wind, which are how can I put it? They don't pollute, you know. So, I don't know everything about all of it, but it just sounds wicked. And we know Esau, he has to do something wicked, man, every day. Consequences: reduced investment. The removal of tax credits and the imposition of new taxes are expected to significantly reduce investment in clean energy projects. That sounds like that makes sense. Why would I want to invest in something that's not going to have any tax credits? I don't want to invest in solar energy. I don't want to invest in any renewable energy, something that's cleaner. This place is a dump because of Esau, man. Okay? It's a damn dump. Because he makes everything that's wicked, it's affordable, it's easier to do, it's more cost effective, and anything that's clean that can cause the earth to just be clean, more cleaner air, a cleaner way of doing things, that no tax credits for that. Okay? So it just shows you this man is the damn devil, man. He's the devil that the Bible speaks of. Let me grab this in the Burnt Mountain, because this is Esau, man. Burnt Mountain. Okay. Jeremiah 51:25. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord, which destroyeth all the earth. And this is what you do. You destroying all the earth. And I will stretch out my hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks and will make thee a burnt mountain. Yeah, he gonna destroy you like you deserve. Okay, you want to destroy the earth, and so you should be destroyed instead of the earth, because the earth abideth forever. But Esau, you gonna perish forever like your own dung. Revelation chapter 11 verse 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, in the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. And this is why. Okay, this is why he should be destroyed. Isaiah 14 and 22. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord. Okay, so he gonna cut you off. You're gonna be destroyed. Okay. Yeah, you're gonna be destroyed, man. All right. What other precept was I looking for? Isaiah 14 and 5. I start at 4. So lucky. You kind of gotta start. I'll start at 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how have the oppressor seized, the golden city seized? The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet, they break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. Exactly, man. The world's going to rejoice when Esau is taken out of power. For just think about like how he runs this. He runs it like a damn. It's horrible, man. How he runs the nation. You know, he doesn't put the creation first. Okay, he puts his prophets, you know, he lines up his pockets first, and that's why it tells you in the book of what is that, Matthew? What is it? You can't serve God and mammon, man. Okay, I think it's that Matthew chapter 6. Let's go there. Matthew 6 and 24. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon, which is money. Okay, because they're adverse to one another. Okay, there was a big, huge bust here in Massachusetts where this I don't know if it was a construction company. They dumped all this contaminated soil somewhere, you know, and they got fined hundreds of millions of dollars. But that's probably the reason why they did that, because there's no way in hell anyone wants to pay hundreds of millions of dollars, okay, unless you find an alternative way of if it's cheaper for you to actually get caught, go to court, fight the charge, than to pay for it to be done in a righteous way, or a proper way, I should say. Okay, but that's how he sets up this system where wickedness is better for you, you know, financially to commit wickedness than it is to live an upright life and follow the Lord. But that's all coming to an end. Let's keep reading this. This is a substantial rise in the national debt ceiling. Look at that. A substantial rise in the national debt ceiling. As a matter of fact, let me get the national debt clock. Let's just get that. I don't want a picture of it. I want the actual thing. National debt cloud, where we at? 37 trillion, 40 billion, 787 million, 809. This is just going up, but you can't even count it. It's just exponentially going up. Okay, and he wants to significantly increase it, substantially rise in the national debt ceiling. So more debt. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Yeah, that thick clay is talking about debt. How long are you going to do it, Esau? Ultimately, you're going to do it as long as the Lord wants you to, until he destroys you, because this is what you were created to do. Heavy debts. You go into this root word, abat. Okay, abatta, abatia. Okay. To take a pledge, give a pledge for a debt. That's what you're doing. Okay. This is what this bill is. And then it says a potential cuts to health care and food assistance programs. Okay. And food assistance programs. So who relies on these food assistance programs more than you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans? Okay, Isaiah 32 and 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease, hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Exactly. You're going to lament for the teats, man. Talking about this government assistance. Just like a baby when it needs the breast, it's crying for that. That's going to be you crying to get fed by the government. Whether it be in health care, food, loans for businesses, all of that. That's all being cut. Babylon is over. Okay? And this is prophecy being fulfilled before your eyes. Jeremiah 51 and 9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. And you're going to see a mass people leaving Babylon in droves. Okay? Because it's going to be better. They're going to have a better chance in their own land than to be over here, because this place is just going to get worse and worse. Okay? Criticisms from high-profile figures like Elon Musk focus on its negative impact on future industries and job losses. So how is this big and beautiful? How is this big and beautiful? Please let me know. Isaiah 19 and verse 14. The Lord have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof. Yeah, it's perverse. This spirit that you see out here, man, that a lot of people have. You know, they think that, you know, they for some reason, as all the signs point to something that's not good. Automation, that doesn't point to more jobs. You know, these different executive these bills, I guess, that doesn't, you know, these protests that are coming up. But a lot of people, they don't understand why it's happening. Okay, that's why it's perverse. The brothers who are in this truth, you know, trying to explain it to people, you know, you sound crazy. This is like that movie Idiocracy, man. Like, no one has no clue about the Lord anymore. And they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, because you're going off. Okay? It's not aligned to make the world a better place. It's not aligned with trying to bring people back to the Heavenly Father. This place is causing you to err in every work thereof. Here it is. He's destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah for the same things that are happening today. And it's more rampant than it was then. He destroyed, what else did he destroy? The old world, and killed everybody, only saved Noah because of their wickedness. And you see wickedness today being propagated the same, even more today. As a drunken man staggereth in his vomit, See, you're already drunk, but then you're staggering in your own vomit. Imagine that. You throw up. You're so drunk that now you're staggering in your own vomit. That's what it's being likened unto. It's completely backwards. You have no clue where you're going, where you're walking. You're an idiot. Okay, if someone did that, threw up and then staggered in his own vomit, it's it's not good, man. You're not thinking properly. Isaiah 19 and 15, neither shall there be any work for Egypt which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. So the head or the tail. Okay? That's poor and rich, man. You're gonna have to submit to something, and that's what they're preparing you for. And here it is, the person who's creating the Neuralink, fulfilling Revelation 13. And, I'll start at 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And that's going into these draconian laws. And that beast is talking about the Roman Empire. That beast is talking about Esau, Edom's power structure. All these different kings and all, just Esau, okay? And ultimately, that manifesting as this the revitalization of the Roman Empire. Okay, and he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, talking about the Roman Empire, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. So this is talking about America, okay, and the Roman Empire, the revitalized Roman Empire. What you're doing is look around, okay. It going to the two horns like a lamb, the Democratic and the Republican Party, the plebeians and the patricians, just like the first beast. Okay, it was healed during the Renaissance era, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. So it's talking about the Hiroshima and Nagasaki when he dropped those two atomic bombs, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. And this MOTB, it's like this technological advances are another form of a miracle. Okay, but him dropping fire down from heaven, that never happened on the earth before. Okay, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image of the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. Yeah, you should do what I do. Okay, and these other nations are already somewhat programmed to move in the way of Esau, because that's that they on a carnal level they see that's the way to go, that's the way to prosper. But on a spiritual level, they understand who the true Israelites are, and if they rule, they got 1,000 years of slavery, and they're gonna have to be ruled over by the Israelites. Okay, so it's in their interest to follow Esau, because even if they took Esau out the way, they would just be even more wicked than he was. Revelation 13 and 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And this time this is coming. Okay, this MOTB, this system, this new world order. Okay, that's the image of the beast. All these other nations, this is what's going on now. We're gonna see who's aligned with it. Just like the jab, you saw everyone get in line with that. Same thing with these digital currencies. All these different nations are getting aligned with that. Okay. But there's still some loose ends they gotta get, especially with the banking. Okay. As a matter of fact, how many countries have Slovakia? I want to say not through the Rothschilds. Fact check. Central banks are publicly owned, not controlled. Of course. Let's see what this says. Countries without Rothschild banks: Iran, Russia. And what is this? Cuba. So look at, they got all of this, man. So there's a couple loose ends they gotta get out the way, man. I think this is Iran. I believe. I don't know what that is right there. This is Iran. I don't know. That's Syria, Russia, Cuba. You know. So just to give some ideas. Okay, it says, okay, right here, description, English. The 7 remaining countries without banks owned by the Rothschild family: Abkhazia, Cuba, Iran, North Korea, Russia, Bolivia, and Syria. And this is date 22. And look where are these wars taking place at? Who do these have beef with? What's this Abkhazia? I don't know. I heard of this. Let's see if we can find that. A partially recognized state in South Caucasus on the eastern coast of the Black Sea. Let's see images, maps. Abkhazia. Why is it? I don't see it. Is it in front of my face? Why is it written Abkhazia? I don't see it. I guess it's on the coast somewhere over here in the Black Sea by Georgia, Russia. Georgia, Russia. Looks like it's a part of Russia or something. Officially Republic of Abkhazia. Where the fuck is this place, man? Oh, man. It's not giving me anything. Maps. I just did that. Let's go images. Okay, it's like northwest of Georgia. Northwest of Georgia. Okay, let's look at that. Where's Georgia? Georgia, so, yep, somewhere in this area right here. So, that's what we're seeing. Esau was given the fatness of the earth, and he still got a couple loose ends. Genesis 27, I should say. 27 in verse 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. So, hey, he got the fatness of the earth, man. Let me see, I'm done with Revelation. Revelation 13. And 15 again. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And that's why he's making war with those who don't want to conform to the NWO. Okay? And it's going to eventually come down to the prophets on the highways and hedges. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. So listen to Elon Musk on negative impact of future industries and job losses. He's part of it too. He's part of this. Here's wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600, three score and six, which is 666. While some Republican senators have resisted due to concerns over Medicaid cuts and increased national debt. And why do they want to increase national debt? So you can put your ass into slavery. It's the book of Sirach 34 and 22. He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him, and he that defraudeth the laborer of his hire is a bloodshedder. So if you don't take this device, you're going to be cut off from participating in paying your bills, going to work. How are you going to eat? How are you going to buy the things that you need? Okay, that's another way of him killing you. Okay. What else is there? It's a lot. Let me read that again. Medicaid cuts and increased national debt. And I already went into Habakkuk 2 and 6. Oh, I want to go into Genesis 47. Because this is how Joseph was able to get the land over to Pharaoh. And let me start here. Genesis 47:9. Jacob said unto Pharaoh, the days of the years of my pilgrimage are 130 years. Few and evil have the days of the years of my life been, and have not attained unto the days of the years of the life of my fathers in the days of their pilgrimage. And Jacob blessed Pharaoh and went out from before Pharaoh. And Joseph placed his father and his brethren and gave them a possession in the land of Egypt, in the best of the land, in the land of Ramses, and Pharaoh had commanded. And Joseph nourished his father and his brethren and all his father's household with bread according to their families. And there was no bread in all the land, for the famine was very sore, so that the land of Egypt and all the land of Canaan fainted by reason of the famine. And that's what's going to come too. He's going to create these, whether it be some type of a plague, for you to get in line with the agenda. And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan for the corn which they bought. And Joseph brought all the money into Pharaoh's house. So gathering all the money. Okay. When you increase the national debt, hey, that's more dollars being circulated, which causes inflation. Genesis 47:15. And when money failed in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came to Joseph and said, give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence, for the money faileth. And that's why, how ye maktesh. Okay? Because that's what's going to happen eventually. Okay? There's going to be a crashing in the hills, man. What was that? Zephaniah, Salakia. Zephaniah 1 and 10. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that there shall be a noise of a cry from the fish gate, and a howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. Let's talk about the stock market. How ye inhabitants of Maktesh, for all the merchant people are cut down, all they that bear silver are cut off. So your money is going to crash, man. It's not going to work. The money faileth, man. This is exactly what happened in ancient Egypt, and it's going to happen again. Genesis 47:16. And Joseph said, give your cattle, and I will give you for your cattle if money fail. And they brought their cattle unto Joseph, and Joseph gave them bread in exchange for horses, and for the flocks, and for the cattle of the herds, and for the asses. And he fed them with bread for all their cattle for that year. So all your resources. When that year was ended, they came unto him the second year and said unto him, we will not hide it from my Lord, how that our money is spent. My Lord also have our herds of cattle. There is not aught left in the sight of my Lord, but our bodies and our land. So that's what you're going to be giving up. Your right hand on your forehead. He's going to, he's going to put you in the same difficulty where you're going to hit and give you the solution, which is the MOTB. Genesis 47:19. Wherefore shall we die before thine eyes, both we and our land? Buy us and our land for bread, and we and our land will be servants unto Pharaoh, and give us seed that we may live and not die, that the land be not desolate. Yeah, give us seed, man. Give us something to do. Boy, you're going to own nothing and be happy. That's what Esau's telling you. Okay, Genesis 47:20. And Joseph bought all the land of Egypt for Pharaoh, for the Egyptians sold every man his field, because the famine prevailed over them, so the land became Pharaoh. So that's you not owning anything and being happy, being satisfied with just eating. And as for the people, he removed them to cities from one end of the borders of Egypt, even to the other end thereof. Only the land of the priests bought he not, for the priests had a portion assigned them of Pharaoh, and did eat their portion which Pharaoh gave them, wherefore they sold not their lands. So, hey, and just like the priests did all right in the famine, hey, guess what? The Lord's servants are going to be all right too, according to Isaiah 65. Okay, and this is why we're doing this work. Okay, it's very simple. Isaiah 65 and verse 13, therefore thus saith the Lord God, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servants shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit, because you're going to be hungry. There's going to be nothing to eat. Genesis 47 and 23. Then Joseph said unto the people, behold, I have bought you this day in our land for Pharaoh. Lo, here is seed for you, and ye shall sow the land. And it shall come to pass in the increase that ye shall give the fifth part unto Pharaoh, which is 20%, and 4 parts shall be your own, which is 80%, for seed of the field, and for your food, and for them of your households, and for food for your little ones. And this is universal basic income in the ancient times. That's what he's going to give you. This is what you're going to change. This is what you're going to get in exchange for you giving up your body, man. He's going to give you food for your house and, rent. He's doing all of this. Genesis 47 and 25, and they said, thou hast saved our lives. Let us find grace in the sight of my Lord, and we will be Pharaoh's servants. And that's exactly what's going to happen to you. Okay? You're going to become Pharaoh's servants. Okay, increase national debt. That's what's going to happen. Okay. All right. And they're still going through it. I didn't read it all. This is just an advance. Senate advances big, beautiful bill. It's not fully implemented yet, but it's going to happen. Okay. And you're going to be a servant too, because you're going to be in debt. And then with these wars, you're going to be put in a position that you might have to go to war. Proverbs 22 and 7, the rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. And that's what he's going to do with you, man. You're going to be a borrower. A lot of y'all took these student loans out, and now you're going to have to serve them. Yep. You signed the promissory note when you took that loan, which pretty much enlisted you in the draft. Okay? And there's going to be a draft. Okay? There's going to be a draft, man. Isaiah 3. And 25. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. And that's what's going to happen to you, man. Y'all going to be falling by the sword in the war. And the Lord's going to create that. It's going to happen, man. And you women are done. Okay, you're going to need a man of the Lord. According to Isaiah 13 in verse 12, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. And this is talking about the elect man. It's talking about an Israelite man. Okay, Romans 13 and 8. Oh, no man anything, but to love one another, for he that loveth another hath fulfilled the law. Yeah, this is the love right here. Okay? This is the best you're gonna get. Okay? Or you're gonna be destroyed if you ain't with a man of the Lord. You don't want to owe no man anything, man. Serve the Lord with fear and trembling. All right? We've got a couple more precepts. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 7 in verse 23. I'll start at 22. For he that is called in the Lord, being a servant, is the Lord's free man. Likewise, also he that is called, being free, is Hamashiach's servant. Ye are bought with a price. Be not ye the servants of men. So you got to serve the Lord, man. This is the best way to to ensure your salvation, because there ain't no salvation in Esau. Okay, he gonna hit you with Genesis the 47th chapter and then smack you with Revelation 13. Um, you know, 16, 17, and 18. He gonna hit you with that, man. All right. Nehemiah the 5th chapter in verse number, I'll start at the top. And there was a great cry of the people and of their wives against their brethren the Jews. For there were that said, we, our sons and our daughters are many, therefore we take up corn for them, that we may eat and live. Some also there were that said, we have mortgaged our lands, vineyards, and houses, that we might buy corn because of the dearth, which is the famine. There were also that said, we have borrowed money for the king's tribute, and that upon our lands and vineyards. Yet now our flesh is as the flesh of our brethren, our children as their children, and lo, we bring into bondage our sons and our daughters to be servants, and some of our daughters are brought unto bondage already. Neither is it in our power to redeem them, for other men have our lands and vineyards. So, same thing, man. All right, same thing, man. This is what the Bible's saying. And Esau, this was between Israelites, when we were coming back in the land, trying to pay off debts, trying to maintain, but it putting your own people into slavery. Now imagine Esau, the heathen, how they gonna treat you, man. They're not gonna care about your salvation. They ain't gonna tell you the truth. Okay? And a lot of people are gonna take it because they don't have any hope. But I'm going to end it right there. Lord's will, that was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash. Shalom.